What's going on, y'all? Megavelli Mills TV, man. I got great news, man. Great news for me and all the Boondocks fans. The Boondocks is set to have a modern reboot with Aaron McGruder, the original, with the creator of the Boondocks, man, which is great news because their fourth season was not hot like that because Aaron McGruder was not attached to it. And the Boondocks is hands down my favorite cartoon of all time. Seriously, man, the satire in the show and how Aaron McGruder used satire to speak to the black community on a lot of foolishness that was going on and to raise awareness about issues that needed to be talked about. Back then, I think Aaron hit so many key points with that show that I think went over a lot of people's heads now. But when you go back and watch it and you see a lot of those things that he was talking about came true, it really made sense because Aaron probably was seeing these things occur before, it became like extra popular. Like, I remember when Aaron had that episode about R. Kelly, right? And as a child, you just laughing at it. You just think it's funny. But I always remember at the end of that show, at the end of that episode, when Huey gave that speech, because in the episode, a lot of black people didn't care that R. Kelly was a child molester. He was a predator. Like, he was a predator. Nobody cared that he was a predator. Nobody cared that this man prayed and was having sex with little kids, with little girls. Everybody just loved his music so much that they were just pushing it to the back of their mind. And it took Huey to stand up and say, man, are y'all crazy? We all know he could sing, but every dude that go to jail, every celebrity that go to jail, every black celebrity that go to jail is not Nelson Mandela. And he broke down, if you really like R. Kelly, get him some help. Help him talk to older women. But this ain't no time to party and celebrate. People were celebrating at the end of the episode when R. Kelly got off. And I think that was a reflection of not all the black community, but a nice section of the black community at the time when R. Kelly got off for them crimes. Ain't nobody really cared. Everybody just went back to listening to R. Kelly music and still fainting and fiending over him. The girls were still fainting and fiending over him after the fact. And I think how Aaron, it was so brilliantly written, man, with the characters that were displayed. Is the dichotomy the word I'm looking for? I guess the difference between Huey and the difference between Riley and what they both represented. Huey represented the conscious black boy, the conscious black boy in society, aware of societal ills and aware of the things that are plagued in the black community. And he represented the disciplined mind, the astute mind. Riley was a very astute individual as well. And the point of his character, he was so swarmed up into trying to be street, into trying to be hood, that it would often get him in a lot of trouble. Even though he had a lot of potential in him to be the kid that Huey is, the bright kid, the smart guy, the smart kid that knows a lot, that can use his talents, that can use his wit for other great things. He was just using it for mischief. And it represented some young kids that was lost in our hoods perfectly. And how they always would try to fit in any way, and then it would end up firing against them. They would follow any movement that's going on in the street, attach themselves to anything street to try to get cool points and try to be cool street cred, and it'll backfire in their face. That episode, Thank You for Not Snitching, when Riley was so against the snitching movement and calling everybody a snitch and all of that, and then at the end of the episode, he got his bike stolen by people that he thought was his friends. And Samuel L. Jackson's character, which was not Ed Wunsler, it was Jen Rummy, I think is his name. It was Rummy. Rummy said, "Thank you for not snitching. Thank you for not snitching. You stupid MF or you dumbass or whatever." Basically saying, like, you attaching yourself to this movement so much. I remember when that Stop Snitching movement was popular. And I thought it was popping too, because I'm thinking like all the entertainers wearing it, the rappers wearing. I'm like, what is this Stop Snitching stuff? I'm thinking like, listen, and this is the thing too. I'm not for any person that's living a criminal lifestyle and then telling on other individuals that was doing criminal activity to get them off, even though all y'all was doing negativity together. I don't believe in that. You did your crime, you do your own time, don't bring nobody down with you. But this notion that in the black community, you shouldn't tell no matter what's going on, don't tell because that ain't your business. No, the crime going on in your neighborhood is your business because it can involve you personally, It can involve your family, your friends, your loved ones, or people that you grow up in the neighborhood. You got to care about your neighborhood. You got to care. You got to use your voice to speak out and speak up, or things will continue and you will eventually be a victim, which Riley was at the end of the episode, man. Aaron Magruder was putting candy in the medicine and feeding it to us, and people didn't even know. From the foolishness about in the hood, somebody stepping on your shoes, you ready to fight. And he made it into satire and made it funny. But at the end of that sequence, with them guys stepped on each other's shoes, they killed each other for nothing, or bumped into each other or whatever. Like, it was crazy, and it represented how I think like a young kid can get super influenced by rap music and buy into the persona of everything about this rapper and want to be just like him and get fascinated by the street life, which Riley did with Gangstalicious, and then come to find out this person is not the person that you thought he was. He was just living out entertainment. He was just being an entertainer. That's all he was doing. And they get disappointed. Get disappointed when they meet their heroes, because these people ain't doing what they telling you they're doing on the track. A lot of the rappers not. They just trying to be entertaining. It's for entertainment purposes. So you should never clean yourself to a celebrity or worship a celebrity and look at them as like on a pedestal, because everybody is just a man at the end of the day. And it also pointed out how, Riley had this perception of masculinity, him thinking that a big gangster rapper dude in his head, the gangster rapper that he loved, the big gangster rapper tough dude, want to be tough dude or whatever, could not be this homosexual dude, which he was. The Gangstalicious was living a homosexual lifestyle. Riley was in denial because he looking like, nah, ain't no way that big swole dude could be like that. That big tough gangster, my idol, could be like that. There's no way. He not a super extra feminine dude walking down the street and wearing feminine clothes, even though the Gangstalicious did eventually do. He did get on his Young Thug later, in the other season, the second season, I believe. But yeah, it just showed Riley, like, look, everything in what you see it is, Like, man, just Huey was talking on so much real stuff. Like, that show was just so brilliantly written, and they used real life scenarios or real life things to make an episode about it. And a lot of it was meant to be funny, but it was also meant to be eye-opening for people to recognize the foolishness that we have within our own communities, and other communities got it too. But Aaron Magruder's a black man, and he spoke on the issues that the black community has, and he also did it. He also spoke on the positive things, like with Huey, how he was into the Black Panthers, how he was so knowledgeable about learning all new different things. He was a revolutionary. He knew about all different type of movements. He really was invested in his people, but he took life seriously too. And he was into martial arts, all of that. That stuff was dope. I feel like the animated fight scenes in the Boondocks were incredible. Like, I thought the fight scenes were incredible. Like, when they fought Stink Mina and when they fought the Hateocracy, I thought that was dope. That was like some straight up anime. I feel like I was watching Toonami on Saturday, watching the Boondocks, man. And I think that was dope how they did that, man. I'm just happy the Boondocks is coming back, as you can tell. I think that I don't know what a reboot is. I really don't even know what the term is. I'm thinking new episodes. So in this climate, with how the society is today, I believe that people will be up in arms and will be offended. But what the hell? You're not doing something right if you're not offending people sometime, man. Is somebody gonna get offended if you're doing something that's right? I mean, that's worth something. If you're doing something that's worth something, somebody gonna get offended. And so many topics that the Boondocks can cover. So many. They can revisit the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly, or they can revisit the political atmosphere today. So many different things, man. What else they did? What else did they make fun of? Oh man, but the Boondocks pointed out how, like in the episode or Die Trying, they had like a reboot of Soul Plane, but they reenacted the fear that some American people have, ignorant Americans have, of Muslim people thinking that they all gonna blow up a plane, that they all gonna be terrorists. Like, he brought that to light in a satirical way. But when you sit back and think on it and look at it, like, you're like, damn, like, he was really on to something. Aaron Magruder was on to a lot, man. He was really on to a lot. And I'm just thinking back on all the episodes now. Like, I still am a huge fan. My mother got me the Boondocks DVDs when I was like 14, 15, and I cherish those things because that is some great material, man. Great material, and again, I'm just interested to see what it's gonna be like now. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some more episodes that come back to me that I can really think of that really plays a key part, man. They had episodes with police officers killing black men. Like, what episode was that? I mean, they shot the black man down with his hands up in the air. I forget, was that when they was looking for the Xbox killer? Oh, Tom getting wrongly convicted. You know, it was really talking about how a black man could be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they could just get swamped up. They get abused in the interrogation room, like Tom was getting abused in the interrogation room. All the stuff that black people face, like a lot of black people face. And I just made a video about the Central Park Five. You know what I mean? And Tom, in that episode, man, Tom was really under duress because he was getting harassed and a murder was put on him that he had nothing to do with. In an interrogation room, scared for his life, even though he was an attorney. He had never been on the opposite side of the law, but yet and still they was willing to put him under jail. In that same episode, the police shot and killed some random dude that had his hands up. And, you know, it was meant to just be something to fly over your head. It wasn't meant to be like that. It flew over a lot of people's head when that image was shown of that man getting shot with his hands up. But that was representing what was happening today. Aaron McGruder is a freaking genius, man. A freaking genius, man. And I am so thrilled for this, man. I'm really going to be watching this. Catch all the gems that I can see now. Oh, man. It just spoke on a lot, man. He addressed, Aaron McGruder addressed the elephant, not the elephant in the room, really, but the topic of interracial dating. Tom being in a relationship with a white woman and how the black community can perceive those things and all those different type of things, man. And then they had a character, Uncle Ruckus, who was the biggest sellout you could ever see, which represented the coon black man who, no matter what, he always finds a way to downplay racism even when it's blatant. He always finds a way to kiss up to the system, kiss up to the oppressors, and try to be their little lapdog and a pet, even though he was the blackest man in the room. He even made up lies to himself, or lies that were regurgitated from his mother in that episode. What was that episode when they showed his whole family, The Color Ruckus or something like that? Was that name of the episode or whatever? Talking about his childhood when his mother lied to him. But he really, really believed these lies. And he would go on the front line. I mean, the man had Confederate flags in his house. And he was willing to defend white people at all costs. And that represents the coon black man who never sees error. He only sees error in black people's ways. He never was on the side of black people. Never. And you have people today in the political space, in the world in general, but on TV who are black. There are black people who are like that. Every single day is black people that are like that. That downplay race. There are black people who downplay racism in every single way in order to kiss up to the oppressors all the time. To kiss up to the majority. You know, to kiss up to the dominant society. That's what Uncle Ruckus represented. You know, and it was funny. It was comical. How he was, because he was so racist. It was like a person you love to hate. Like, you really, I don't know, people love to hate Steven from Django, like that Samuel L. Jackson's character Steven from Django, like they did Uncle Ruckus. But Uncle Ruckus was highly ignorant. Highly ignorant. I mean, to the point where, again, he was praising the white man and down talking the black man every chance he got. But there are representations of people who are really like that. I remember the black man who was standing up there trying to protest them taking down the Confederate flag somewhere. And I just thought he was just the silliest man I ever saw in my life. The silliest man, the most ignorant, the stupidest person in the room. I'm like, yo, get this dude up out of here. Just so ignorant, but he couldn't see it. He couldn't see it. And that's the same way Uncle Ruckus was presented in this show. So, man, I'm excited. Y'all let me know what y'all think the Boondocks gonna be like. Are y'all excited like me? What do y'all think about the show in general? Do y'all have the same thoughts that I have? Y'all let me know something. I'm done, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.